And if for some reason you drop it on the floor, don't stress out, we've all done it.
Then you
It's like getting initiated.
I'll show you when you.
Yeah, I think practice.
Oh my God, I think I've done it 6 times. Now I have to get used to it.
Yes, one thing, because you're in the back room, you won't see me. If you would like to, what happens is.
The lake is very retaining cold.
Just the front, just the front, we don't even want to know.
Oh, it's the front. How about the door? The door.
The door going closer to the.
Yeah, we got it.
You got a good teacher.
You know, the first time I did.
worlds, we're trying to transition quickly. And chanting Namu allows us to transmute that negative emotion, that fear, that anxiety, that anger, frustration, into a positive use. And at the very least, we are reminded that this too shall pass, that in the midst of my hell mind is some Buddha mind. So what we have to really work on is developing Shraddha, faith. Now, faith seems like a very loaded word these days, especially with Christianity and Islam and Judaism, all using the word to mean that their faith is better than that faith over there. But the faith I'm talking about is very similar to the faith in gravity that we have. The faith that the sun is going to come up and set. Right? The faith in the natural order and working of the universe. So in that, I would interject that perhaps this dynamic and spontaneous aspect of life is also an aspect of Dharma. And that by affirming the Dharma, we're just affirming life. We're affirming the dynamic process of growth, of change, of living. The individual you were this morning is not the individual you are now, nor will it be the individual that you are now. To say that that time is constant is obviously a fallacy, but it's something that we all realize. Oh, time's constantly moving, time's constantly changing, but so are you. You are like a river. If you step into that river and step out and step back in, it's not the same river. It's not the same water. The water's kept going. Your thoughts kept moving. Your blood cells, your skin cells, all these things kept moving every 7 years. You completely a new person. Yet we have this firm conviction that our personalities are constant. I am like this. I don't like peas. Peas suck. I hate beets. I don't eat. I'm not a beet person. Right? But the truth is we're constantly changing. Kishimogen, our story about Kishimogen, you can basically look at Kishimogen as having been a serial killer. But why do we venerate someone who was considered an ogress, who ate, who stole babies in the middle of the night to feed children? Well, did she really? Well, symbolically, what it means is that when she realized and had the Buddha point out to her that the mothers who lost their children felt exactly the same way as she did about her own children, who, in the end, that was her motivation. She just wanted to take care of her children. She was a deity, and humans were like we look at a cow, right? But once she realized, oh my God, there are feelings of the mothers and such. What have I done? They're no different than me. If we kept this idea of our Judeo-Christian background, then she should go to hell, burn in the fires of hell, and be punished, right? But we're not Christians, we're Buddhists, and we believe that everyone is capable of redemption and salvation. And your next thought, it can be your redemptive act. Which is why we can't even hold on to being mad at the people who make us angry. We're in a very divisive political season. You might be on one side or another of this very silly dichotomy. And you think that the people who follow this person must be like this, the people who follow that person must be like that. How many times have we found someone who agrees with something that we know, we love them, they're a great person, we find out they think something totally different, and you're like, what? How could you think that? I love you. How could you think that? How could you not think the same as me? Right? So, what we should realize as Buddhists is that all of those things where we start to attach and get upset, and it's the equivalent if we saw a child running through a field, jumping, grabbing, and going, damn it! Damn it! And you're like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm trying to catch the air, and it just won't freaking, I can't catch it! And you'd be like, well, that's really stupid. What are you doing? That's a lot of wasted effort, but you can't catch air. Like, it's all around you. But yet, we are constantly doing the same thing. When you look at it from the perspective of the Dharma, we keep grasping the air and getting mad that we can't hold on to it. Right? That is what existence is. Suffering is not having the Dharma. Suffering is not understanding that everything is transitory. It's through connection and compassion that we find peace. It's how we cessate suffering. Simple. But if you don't practice, you can't access it. So, in full disclosure this week, I managed to get 7 full days of morning practice in. Some of them were only 10 minutes long. Some of them were like a half hour, but I got 7 full days in this week. So that was a good thing. Maybe in your head you're thinking, I might have gotten 1. And that's okay too, because that was 1 more than 0, right? But just realize that every time you take that time in the morning or the evening or both, and I'm still working on trying to get that evening one in regularly, I'll be honest, you are helping yourself more and more. It's not that you're not going to get angry. It's not that you're not going to get frustrated or see that same person that irritated you yesterday at times, but you won't live there. And you'll cycle through there much quicker. This week I've had many opportunities to get to see the old Cody, right? But the thing I found really neat was that I didn't go as high as I used to. I don't plummet as low as I used to. It's not that I'm shooting to be like a zombie, right? Oh yeah. Hey, here's $1 million. Hey, I just crashed your truck. It's not that. It's that I understand that everything's changing, and so I don't need to attach. It's like, yeah, I might be a little annoyed about this right this second. But I also know it's going to change. I also know that I won't be as annoyed in 10 minutes as I am right this second. I know that person across from me, although maybe they weren't mindful about what they didn't do it with malicious intent, even though I'm the one who's wearing a suit and they're not. Whatever it may be. So everyone's a work in progress. Yourself included. Be nice to yourself. But for goodness sakes, practice, please. Not for my benefit, but for your own. And not for your own benefit, but for everybody's benefit. Right? Let's start with some silent meditation. Please sit on the front of your chairs. Feet in line with your thighs. Knees and calves at a 90-degree angle. Place your hands on Mokai Join. Right hand, left hand inside, thumbs touching lightly, making a circle, tongue on the roof of your mouth, roll your shoulders back, bring your chin in. Feel as if a string is pulling your head up like a floating balloon. Feel as if your waist is sinking. Breathe in through your nose, filling your stomach. Pushing. Please turn to page 5, invocation. We'll do show more. Jogi. Page 5, invocation. Honor be to the great mandala, the perfect circle of all honorable ones revealed by our founder Nichiren Shonin. Honor be to the eternal Buddha Shakyamuni, our original teacher, the Lord of the Dharma, our great benefactor who attained enlightenment in the remotest past. Honor be to the Sutra of the Lotus Flower of the wonderful Dharma, the teaching of equality to great wisdom, the one vehicle. Honor be to our founder, the great Bodhisattva Nichiren Shonin, dispatched by our original Buddha. Honor be to Renge Ajari Nichiji Shonin, the first overseas missionary. Honor be to the protective deities of the Dharma. We honor all of you. May you come to this consecrated place out of your compassion towards us. See us with the light of your wisdom and accept our offering of chanting the sutra and Namu. Please turn to page 9, verses for opening the sutra. The most profound and wonderful teaching is presented in this sutra. This sutra is difficult to meet even once in thousands or millions of aeons. Now we have been able to see, hear, receive, and keep this sutra. May we understand the most excellent teaching of the Tathagata. The most excellent teaching of the great vehicle is very difficult for us to understand. We shall be able to approach enlightenment when we see, hear, or touch this sutra. Expounding is the Buddha's wisdom. Expounded is the Buddha's truth. The letters composing this sutra are the Buddha's manifestations. Just as perfume is caught by something put nearby, so shall we be richly benefited by this sutra, even when we are not aware of being so benefited, because infinite merits are accumulated in this sutra. We can expiate our past transgressions, do good deeds, and attain Buddhahood by the merits of this sutra. It does not matter whether we are wise or not, or whether we believe the sutra or slander it. This sutra is the most wonderful and most excellent taught by the Buddhas of the past, present, and future. May we read and receive it, birth after birth, world after world. Please turn to page 11. Oho Renge Kyo, Oben Bondai ni, Iji Se Son Jusan Mayan no ni, Iso Shai Rosu Shoku Ji E Tengen Muro Koshi E Mon Nange Nanyu Isai Please turn to page 35.大法蓮華経、往来十両本来16、地が特仏来小気道小法宗九条百千万国際や早期教説法教名宇宙六十条小入六仏道二来有料法大弁言明暗義実流滅量上流自然法大上中心上心中量天道中量水門水天周天や滅量法中量シャリ天海天道理上発動心中上義心独七入難義心欲天仏数字百心用自然主道不十量十千大地有十六所在其不滅理法天理法天主滅滅量国十量不量心量下下不法義主義説